What's up, world? What's up, world? First of all, I want to start out the video with this little copyright disclaimer. Um, and next time I have it posted in there a little bit better. But I want to put this on just because I may show some images on here about Lil Nas X, but I may not. So I just want to do it just in case. But anyways, let's get straight into it. Hope you guys have having a good week. Been having a good weekend. I know I said I was going to try to do more videos more often, but just been busy. Been back coaching football, so I've been really busy. So I haven't been able to do like I wanted to. But um, this past weekend, today actually, I saw that Lil Nas X had been on the Breakfast Club, and one of the comments he had made really prompted me to have to go ahead and make a video and talk a little bit about this. Now, of course, I've talked about Lil Nas X before, and I really wasn't trying to speak on this guy too much because I feel that the more you talk about him, of course, the more popular he becomes, and I think that he thrives out there. Like he tends to admit that he's a troll, and he trolls the industry, and he realizes that's marketing. It gets his name out there. But I feel like it still is a dangerous tactic. um, Whether he's using it just to to stay relevant, doesn't make it right in my point of view. Um, so it looks like he was on the Breakfast Club this past week, and he goes on there to say, and DJ Envy asked him in the sarcastic way, may I add, that does he feel some type of responsibility to the parents and to the kids? And then you already can hear it in DJ Envy's voice that he's kind of leading him on how what to say. And then Lil Nas X responds, basically f your kids. Like he doesn't feel like he has to pander to you, or he feel like he's not gonna have to pander to your kids. And he's just gonna basically, how they say, live his best life and be himself, be his own truth. And to a degree, I can understand people want to live their own truth. What you believe or feel is in your heart is what you feel is in your heart, but that doesn't make it always right. Because nobody is on the earth by themselves. Nobody lives in a bubble um, by themselves. We all live on the earth with other people. And just because you aren't physically harming somebody doesn't mean you may not be harming them psychologically, emotionally, right? Because I'm in education, so they put a lot of emphasis on social emotional learning, and I want people to understand that is almost just as severe as almost physically harming somebody. All right, so you know Lil Nas X goes on to say, "F your kids." He doesn't want to. He doesn't feel like he's pandering or doesn't have to pander to you or your kids. But to me, he is pandering because Lil Nas X makes children's books, and the children's books are pandering to the kids and pandering to the parents who buy the books for their children. So, it's double speak. And to me, he's like, you basically lying. And to me, that becomes problematic because we have so many people who are just feeling like, hey man, I can do what I want to do. The world is my oyster. I can say whatever, do anything to people, whatever I feel like, and it's okay. I mean, because I even speak on how some rappers tend to have this same mentality, talking about how they hate each other and the N word this, and I kill this N word and this N word, this, that, and the third. But it doesn't make it okay. Just because you can say it and get on here and say it and make videos about it and hold guns at your videos and promote a certain type of behavior does not make it right. And I just think that a lot of us have it misconstrued to where you feel like just because you're making millions of dollars or you making money means you are doing the right thing. No, you're not. I mean, I remember there was a big lawsuit against Johnson and Johnson for allegedly having some type of chemicals in their baby powder. It made millions and possibly billions of dollars off of it, but it also caused cancer allegedly. And so this doesn't make that right. You got people who sell drugs, heroin. Right now they got the fentanyl. You got crack cocaine and all these other drugs going throughout our community, and people are making millions of dollars, thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands, and millions of dollars off this stuff. But does that make them right? Does that make these people right? Just because you make a lot of money doesn't make you right. You've had, fake, what we call fake pastors. I think that's what you would call it. People who've been, who don't take religion and spirituality seriously and have made millions and millions of dollars off this, off that industry. But does that make them right? No, it does not. So for, the Breakfast Club just to basically, co-sign this guy, co-sign his antics, to me, that just shows how disconnected they are with our community and with reality. And a lot of celebrities are the same way. Angela Yee says to him, I don't understand why people are basically so mad about you about what you do. And I had to scratch my head and say, Angela Yee says that she does not understand why people are so mad at what he does. She can't be a parent. First of all, you can't be a parent because a person who's marketing to your children one sector, but this person is also associated in a complete other sector, that is that can have some detrimental consequences to your child when they are researching this person and looking this person up. So we all know that he made the videos by him being, made the videos by him, going to jail and being provocative in jail, had the naked men dancing. We all know he made the video by him going to hell and he was dancing on the devil's lap. And you still say that you don't see how people are upset with what he does? Get for real. And to me, that shows how disconnected some celebrities are, and just her, And I hate to even just put her out there like that because I don't know the woman. But to me, for you to say something like that just shows that either you're not being genuine with that question, or you just disconnected and you far off in left field. Now he had a video by him being pregnant, and yeah, Charlamagne them talks about the Cosby Show. They had an episode where all the men were pregnant, this, that, and the third, but this was in a joking manner, and none of the men in that situation claimed to be gay. They weren't gay men. At least they didn't show that they were gay men or possibly pregnant by another man on that show. They were just basically showing that their wives who were pregnant at the time just taking on some of the responsibility, or showing that they empathize with what they had to go with and how difficult it would be, and they gave birth to things that they or pretended to give birth to things that they loved or whatnot, like hoagie sandwiches and fire trucks, XYZ. So but this is, to me, is it just shows how Charlamagne and them try to empathize and try to make it seem like his situation or what he's doing isn't that bad. And it is, guys. That's just from my perspective. I'm not always right. I'm not always wrong. But like they say, I'm speaking my truth. And when you're in a world filled with other people, you have to be conscious and take into consideration how other people may, go off what you feed them. And so we can't just sit up here and just do anything and say anything to people. Yeah, and that's what you have the privacy of your own home for. There is a time and place for everything. The internet is not the time and place to just be super provocative, exploitive, or using exploits to help gain notoriety, because that notoriety may be used against you at one day and one time. It may turn against you. So that's really my point on that, guys. This is that just because you successful or you making a lot of money doesn't make you always right. All right. So, you know, he's wrong in my perspective, saying f our kids, or f basically I ain't gotta I don't have to take your kids' feelings or thoughts into consideration when I'm doing whatever I'm doing, even though I use your kids to tell the parents to help buy my books or support my next album or this, that, and the third. And then he was talking about how when you Google baby videos on YouTube, like his video pops up on the with the associated with the children's videos, the children's commentary, and how that is not wrong because the name of his video is Industry Baby, and so it's a popular video. So why are people griping about that? Because if you're a parent, you don't want your child to accidentally stumble across graphic images like these, whether 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 you are gay or not. Put it like that. You don't want people to be overexposed too early in to sexuality. So for him to just to sit there and make it seem like it's not a big deal, it's they walking a fine line. And I had to speak on it, man. And I hope guys get a chance to go watch it. I didn't want to share it in my video. Initially, I was going to, but I feel like that the statement that he made was such a rough statement and such a heartless statement to where I did not want to share it. And people are still co-signing this guy. And I don't know what to say, man. I don't really know what to say. I think that he is an industry plant. He is pushing an agenda, whether that's going to be uncovered and really spoken on and exposed. I don't know, whether it will, whether it not be. But I just want you to be conscious of what's going on and know that nothing new. There's nothing new under the sun. All this stuff has been done, and people have gotten so far away from religion and spirituality because they feel like, oh well, the world hasn't ended now, and this, that, and the third. But to me, you almost fulfilling prophecy because spirituality, especially in Christian beliefs or whatnot, it talks about these times. And I'm not Muslim, but I just know that Islam and Christianity kind of speak on the same things. They aren't too far apart. Neither is Judaism. All of it's kind of really similar. So I'm pretty sure in the last days and times, they pretty much all talk about a time where things are going similar to how they're going right now. So anyways, not trying to, go too much off on the religion path, but at the same time, we got to be realistic with ourselves and honest with ourselves on what's going on, and just out here living your best life, doing what you want to do, feeling like there ain't no consequences, then that's going to leave you high and dry one day. So, be careful of what you're listening to. Be careful of what you're doing and the type of messages you want to leave behind. Um, to the unborn seeds out there and to my unborn child, I want you to be able to say, hey, and look at some of my videos and try to take the grain of knowledge that was implanted or left behind in some of this and be able to use it to help guide you. So at the end of the day, I'm out. I think that's all I wanted to hit on. Hope you guys have a good week. Please take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. I'm out. Peace.